Hello, hello, God save the king, and welcome back. This is I've Got Questions, and I'm doing another reaction video. Saw this video online, and I wanted to react to it because I feel like we should know what's going on around the world. All right, so let's get into it, and let's hit play.
Being mixed race
What?
is often considered a privilege in China.
这个小孩绝对是我见过的最好看的混血宝宝。总之，他的颜值非常高。
Filters on Chinese social media apps give users the chance to see what they would look like with mixed features.
Jesus crossed. Wow. Now I've been talking about filters for a while now. I've been a part of the internet age for some age. Well, no, let's simmer down. I have not been a part of it for that long, not since Al Gore decided the internet to be real. But I've been a part of, like the Facebook generation and whatnot. Okay, fine, MySpace. I had a MySpace page at one point. I did. And, on and on and on. But as we've delved deeper into this whole internet age and whatnot, these filters and AI simulators have come about. And I think they've done a lot of damage because I really do look around at some people's pages and it's like Instagram and their whatever else is that they have, they don't got no pictures that are not altered. And this is the day and age that we live in, I guess, where, even now where, Facebook has like a online community where people will live. And you think about what people who are working from home and probably never have to go outside ever again. Will you even know what these people look like? I mean, this internet age is getting real dangerous. And you think about like things like the deep fake kind of stuff where if you never heard of that, look it up. I really do suggest you look it up because it's really, I think it's dangerous where you could literally become like Tom Cruise or whoever you want online with these simulators and these generators, these filters. And I don't even know. I mean, this is why I think, a lot of people say social media is so damn dangerous. And you have to say it, I guess, as a whole now because of what it all encompasses is things like this, where you get to live in a different world. And, there are people with even like, what do they call them? In the LGBTQI plus community, T pages, which I think is very sad, where you go out and like literally pretend to be another person just to get, like, say if you get blocked, you go and create a T page and you got, a whole fake name, a fake identity. You're even probably posting pictures and videos and weird stuff just to have a whole different persona. And I think that the internet age has really brought about a lot of creepiness to the forefront, but in the back front, can you say that? Is that a thing? The back front? I don't know. But I mean, when you really think about it, it's kind of like I said, it's creepy because you never really know who you're interacting with anymore. Whereas, before, like, I guess like a lot of social media giants are now making sure that you like have, I think Facebook even, you have to like put your license and stuff like that when you join now. And Twitter, they're doing certain things, but I don't think that really can stop these people from becoming someone else. And I know I've been on a tangent, but if you listen to the show, I've Got Questions, which is on all streaming platforms and on YouTube, as you can see and hear at this point. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, not just like, comment, subscribe, but also share because we talk about different things here. And I just feel like we're in a dangerous. This is only the beginning of where we are with this kind of stuff, right? This is only the beginning. There is so much more that's going to come of these kind of videos and filters and whatnot. Yeah, it's just scary. And then you got people who want to be a different race or mixed race, and now you got this dumbass idea. Now listen, I'm all about him, they, he, they, where, all those kind of things. I get it. There are people, and I believe in the two spirit ideology, which came far, before we did. Where even Native Americans back in the day used to think of people having a two spirit kind of life, or that they were two spirits, and no one was like hating on that. But this whole transracial thing, I am not about at all. Well, I mean, if you've seen the video before, my top 10 video, which wasn't really a top 10, but it was about where we all come from. We all come from Africa, anyway. Period, and that's on dot. We all come from Africa, yet most of us, or most of, not us, well, there are, I guess, some black people who don't want to be black, especially those people who list that they're light skinned on like their dating profile. What's wrong with you? That's a whole nother topic, and I guess one day we'll get into that. But you think of these transracial kind of people, and it's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all thinking about? And the people who have all this plastic surgery to become a different race. But I guess, this is where we are. If you think of like a game like Cyberpunk, or there's so many different, and I'm a gamer, by the way, so I'm a gamer, I'm a political person, into art, I'm into guns. You get the whole package over here, baby. Let me stop. My therapist calls me a unicorn, so hey, let me live that. At least I'm happy with myself. For the most part, I do work out and stuff like that. I ain't trying to be skinny now. I'm a thick boy. But I love who I am. But you think of these transracial people, and it's just like, this does not help. These kind of things, where these filters and things where you can completely change everything. Like, I'm a photographer also, and I'm a real one. I'm not just saying like I'm these things, and I'm really not. I've been told, and not just me saying, I've been told that I'm talented in those fields. Like I've seen how people can make their butt bigger. You know what I mean? And now I have the software to do it. If someone requests it, it's not something I'm doing to myself. But if you need your butt bigger, there are ways to do that without you having a BBL or anything like that. Literally, like cheek by cheek, you can go make it bigger, and I can show y'all maybe one day. If y'all request it, if y'all comment down that you want to see how that happens, I will show you one day. But yeah, these software out there, it's dangerous, right? I feel like it's just dangerous because it leaves people who can't afford these kind of things to live still in their skin when they're not even mentally prepared to do so. And living on social media it's a dark and murky world.
But this mixed race fixation is centered around the Chinese and Caucasian look.
Eileen Wu grew up in the U.S., but often refers to herself as a Chinese girl.
Being half Chinese and half black is a different story.
Mm.
It's not uncommon to see anti-black sentiment in China.
What does that say? Let's go back to that. What did that say? I gotta read that. I don't really usually go back.
Chinese and half black is a different story. It's not.
We've been informed that from now on, black people are not allowed to enter the restaurant. For the sake of your health, consciously notify the local police for medical isolation. Please understand the inconvenience caused. Woo! I tell you, now listen, racism didn't start, over there. As I said, I'm only 35 seconds into this video, and I talked a whole lot. I apologize, but y'all know I talk. I've been to China. It was like a layover in when I was going to Japan, and in China, I did not feel welcomed. I'm gonna say it right out. Even though I have Chinese in my blood, based on these tests that we can do now and forth, but I'm like 35% Nigerian and I think 32% Cameroonian. So I'm black. Okay, I am black, and I do not put mixed race on anything that you'll ever see. Like there are some black people, unfortunately, who want to put mixed when they their parents are 100% black, or you know what I mean, like they're black. And they'd be like, "Oh, I'm mixed because my great grandfather was white." Boy, girl, sit down, or they, them, whatever, sit down. But look at a sign like this. Now, like I said, I've been to China, and when I was in China, I did not feel welcomed. I will tell you, I did not feel welcomed. The police did not treat us nicely. They were very, it was different from when I was in Japan. When I was in Japan, I was a celebrity. I'm a celebrity now, but I'm kidding. I'm not a celebrity. But you know what I mean? Like, I literally, we were treated very much like, I don't even know what's the right word to say, but we were not treated how we were treated like when we were in China. And in China, in China, like Donald Trump says. Sorry, I just thought about that. In China, it was a whole different ball game. But let's get back to it.
It's not common to see anti-black sentiment in China.
They show alleged mistreatment by Chinese officials of African students and workers living in Guangzhou.
From black
Ooh.
TV to commercials extolling the virtues of laundry detergent that washes away black features.
Oh my God.
Stigmatized. Yet China has been Africa's largest trading partner.
And this is the thing of how we sometimes act and whatnot. We got to know that people don't just see us right here. People see us around the world. And not that we have to change or anything like that, but I just think be the best version of yourself when you step on the camera, when you step outside, be the best version of yourself, like for real.
For over a decade, with transactions rising to a record high of 254 billion in 2021, which has led to much more than just the exchange of trade.
And it's just so funny to me how China is with black people, how they treat us. But y'all want to go to Africa and steal all of the natural resources from Africa, and treat Africans like, the experience.
我是出生在乌干达，然后2岁搬到了北京以后就一直在北京生活。我父亲他本身他是一个商人，所以他经常会做就是中非的贸易，然后他之前就是通过。
And by the way, we have to read the subtitles on here, but it's very crazy how there's like, well, not really, but there's literally like 1% of the population in these countries, Japan and China, that are like of a different kind of race, and like I think 1% or even less than that of black people. And I saw a lot of black people in Japan, which I was very, when you see a black person, when it's not a lot of you, you're like, oh my God, black person, because I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm safe. But whatever.
我工作的方式，然后就认识了我妈妈，然后他们商量了以后就有我2岁以后，然后我爸爸就带着我妈去北京，就是来看望我爷爷奶奶。然后我爸就是带着我在爷爷奶奶这边，因为他希望我能在北京接受教育。我妈妈和我爸爸就在我大概4、5岁左右，他们就离婚了，所以之后就他也没有再来过中国。
Eden is a fashion designer and model. She thinks of herself as a typical Beijing girl. But not everyone sees her that way.
You know what's funny is that she being who she is and how she looks, as you can see how she looks right here. There's a lot of these Asian kind of groups that are popping up in America and taking over the charts and whatnot, that will copy her look or a look like hers with the curly hair and try to make their hair. And they do a lot of that permanent stuff in China, in Asia, to try to look, more ethnic, even though y'all are ethnic, by the way, by the standards here in America. But it's so crazy how, she would be harassed. And I already know she's going to be harassed. But there are people who would love to look like her.
有一次有一个朋友，就这个男生，他有一次说了一句话，就让我觉得挺傻的。他就说：“我觉得你最近就是越来越好。”
You're looking better these days. Wow.
白人混血你就完美了。就这句话，我觉得听起来超级有问题的。但当时我就回了一个，他自己完全没有觉得这有问题。
Guangzhou in the south of China plays host to one of Asia's largest African migrant populations.
You see? I tell you.
Although accurate data is scarce, it's estimated that anywhere up to around 500,000 African migrants live in China. Many settle down and start families with their local partners.
自我有记忆来，我就能感觉到跟就是别人不太一样。因为就是不管去哪里，然后只要是公共场所，就是大家看到我就会多看一眼，然后就是会想摸我的头发呀，或者会不会说中文啊这些。
According to researchers, there's been a history of anti-black racism in China dating back to the 17th century, when Chinese aristocrats participated in the Indian Ocean slave trade. But more recently, netizens have become anxious about Chineseness after proposed changes to the permanent residency requirements were announced in 2020 to make it easier for foreigners to settle in the country. The proposal was met with controversy from a generation who sacrificed having more children for economic growth under the one-child policy, and it boosted a growing nationalist sentiment in the country.
There is this link between anti-black racism and growing Chinese nationalism, and especially a kind of racial nationalism. It's the imagination of the nation as a biologically related and reproductive unit. Is that it's unfair for foreigners to acquire Chinese nationality when we have so many Chinese babies who were aborted. Blackness and also other kinds of foreigners became the scapegoat for collective trauma of the Chinese nation.
凡是有黑人血缘的孩子，他的肤色都是偏深的，所以呢，我这里用一个带引号的黑二代啊。
The new proposal was actually not that radical. It removes some hurdles for foreigners to apply for permanent residency in China. Opponents of the bill believe that the new regulations will encourage immigration of undesirable foreigners, and by which they really mean darker skin, especially foreign men.
有一些黑人呢，他们在这边留下孩子之后，他们人就走了，也不知道去哪儿了，就会导致呢我们很多国内的女性同胞啊，单身一个人，还带着个混血孩子，他就要面临很多问题。
They're always like pushing fear, fear of the black man. They are so afraid of the black man, and I blame that on Hollywood, for real. They've sent this image about us around the world, and many of it comes from the U.S. government. It really just does. And you can look back and see how propaganda was used to push such a narrative about the black man around the world. That's a fact. I don't speak in just opinion. I speak in fact, and that's something that really has happened and does happen. And it's really sad that they've pushed, like you saw earlier with those stereotypical characters that they had of us, it's just pushed. It's not even us most of the time. It's really not us at all. It's them making us trying to look like, and look, this man he's only one of 6 people on the screen, 5 people on the screen, and they could turn a whole story about him even just standing there, that he did something, and everyone will believe it. It's horrible.
Or especially related to the perceived sexual predators, irresponsible husbands and fathers, and people who brought.
Which is so funny because there's a lot of sex clubs and strip clubs all around Asia. Okay, now they talk about us being sexual predators. There's some freaks over there, and I've seen it from my own eyes. I'm telling you from my own eyes.
HIV/AIDS in China. Many of the Africans in Guangzhou were, in fact, short-term traders, entrepreneurs, owners of small businesses who have actually contributed a great deal to the Chinese economy. And China's current visa requirements pose an onerous burden on them. And even if some of them have married a Chinese person, they may not be able to stay in China for very long and to form a stable family.
洗衣机的那个广告就是一个黑人进去以后，然后就洗出一个好像是亚洲人吧，还是白人，就是我当时就感觉说这个广告真的就是非常非常的奇怪，因为它从侧面的含义感觉就好像说黑人是一个脏的还是怎么样，然后我也能经常看到就是说如果在社交媒体上谈论到黑人的话，下面的评论一般都会什么样子，然后对我经常就会看到一些就是我觉得是真的是非常恶毒的话。
Nigger, don't come to China. Go to America or Africa. Wow.
我求你滚回非洲吧，就这种。然后，但是我看到最多的，其实我觉得是那些就是，比如在跟黑人谈恋爱的女孩，然后他们发了他们的自拍，然后下面就会有很多人去，一是攻击黑人，然后是攻击那个跟黑人谈恋爱的女孩，就会叫她媚黑婊啊，然后会说什么你们生小孩那个他就跑了啊之类的，就这种话。这个我还是能看到挺多，就是尤其是比如说小红书上那种发自己就是混血女儿，然后是个白人女孩的话，经常下面评论就都是那种哇好可爱，就是小洋娃娃，然后什么的。
苏菲亚不仅颜值很高，她的性格也非常好。
然后，但是如果是一个就是黑人混血小孩的话，下面可能就经常是那种
The blood is impure.
然后
Wow.
说什么天哪，就是怎么做到，就是怎么敢和黑人，就是这种，就类似于这样的话。
Yet they want to look and dance and sing and be like us and be athletes like us and all those things, but they don't want that black blood inside of them when we all come from Africa. They fail at life, they fail at even doing research.
Of course, not all mixed-race experiences in China are the same. Audrey is also mixed-race, but has led a very different life.
我是一个中美混血，我的父亲是美国人，我的母亲是美国人，但是她其实是中国人。我是在美国出生的，在宾夕法尼亚，然后很小就来到了北京。我觉得我从小就对于自己混血儿的身份就比较敏感。我决定学习舞蹈之后，我就去了一个私立的舞蹈学校。我长得就是一个外国人的面孔，然后其他的孩子都是可能2、3线城市来的，没有北京人。当时的校长还比较喜欢我，因为我小的时候又白又圆又胖，然后可能他们都觉得挺可爱的，然后他还对我的关照又比较多，所以这个可能跟我混血儿的身份它是有直接关系的。确实从小就会有人跟我说，哎呀，混血儿聪明，然后那个父母双方离得越远越聪明越好看什么的，然后就说混血儿有多么神啊什么的，我也就听听就算了。历史上得到最高的分数。
Similarly, mixed-race skier Eileen Gu still managed to find praise, national pride, and sponsorship deals in China after winning 3 Olympic medals.
All of the stardom comes with heavy pressure of being half Chinese and half American at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions.
She grew up in the States, but switched allegiance to competing for China when she was 15.
因为近期很多比较有名的混血儿被推上了这个国际舞台，从而我们这个人群就更被关注。就比如说有一次我在逛商场的时候，然后有一个人就说：“哎，你是谷爱凌吗？现在我们需要像她这样的 idol， 她是真的非常的优秀。同时呢，我又很羡慕说她能够被中国人去认可她是一个中国人。”
At a time when social media is full of mixed-race Eurasian filters and a preference for Western beauty standards, Audrey was cast as the female lead in Jay Chou's music video.
大众眼里的混血儿的话，我的想法是，就我的感觉是哈，就你经常你无论是翻一些什么社交媒体平台啊，还是什么的，都有什么仿混血妆，或者哪个明星是几分之几几分之几。但实际意义上来讲，如果把这么一个人放到他们面前，他们就觉得哦太多了，就不行，就你不够中国了。所以说，我就觉得，就你又就好像大家就挺喜欢混血儿，但是又觉得
Most of the time, they don't even know why they hate, and they just hate, and they don't even love themselves because they want to look more white. It's so sad. And race card, right? That's what they say that we always play is the race card.
不够中国，因为我不知道他们到底是就是你想要什么。我作为一个半个白人、半个亚洲人的混血，我受到的一些对待会稍微好一点点。
A hybrid.
首先，歧视这个肤色比较深的人的这个情况，在国内是真实存在的。但是在混血儿的这个语境当中，跟我一样，他也觉得我就是中国人。但是当别的人又歧视他的时候，因为他的肤色，他可能会觉得我跟你们一样啊，你们为什么要这样歧视我呢？
There's not only one racial discourse in China, there are actually several competing racial discourses. There's this like Eurocentric sort of white supremacist order that fetishizes whiteness, but then we also have the kind of Sinocentrism, Chinese nationalism, or Han ethnocentrism that kind of seek to demote the symbolic power of whiteness. When we look at Lou Jing, who was a contestant on a television show, and who's a mixed race African American and Chinese girl, we can see the netizens' response to her appearance in public was really hostile. And if we compare like her treatment with Eileen Gu, we can definitely see that a lot of Chinese people seem more readily accepting sort of Eurasian Chinese mixed race people, while sort of antagonistic to this idea of a black mixed race person can represent Chineseness or and especially Chinese standard of beauty.
我觉得谷爱凌就是在她自己的专业上，她肯定是很优秀的。然后，但是她混血这个身份，就是肯定是，很大一部分给她带来了一些就是益处。因为如果是同样的就是，同样成就的中国的女运动员，可能就不会被宣传的这么厉害。就我觉得可能她这个身份就是对她来说可能。褒贬就是都会有，然后但我同时我也会想说，就是假如同样是一样成就的一个女孩，但她如果是被混血，或者说，对，我觉得可能确实不会有这么大的宣传的力度。我确实就不是很喜欢被别人标签化，因为我感觉就是那并不是全部的我，只是你看到的很小的一部分。就是随着时代变化，然后就是更多的外国人来到中国，就是混血肯定会越来越多。他们可能一时间觉得说，好像我的国家被侵占了或者怎么样，但是其 其实我觉得就应该把它看成一个很普通的一个事情。但是同时，我觉得那些确实刻板印象非常深的人，就是这个还是比较难，因为对他们的脑子里面，他们想象的黑人他就是那个形象。
It's just unsafe around the world for us. It's so sad. And then to be in a place like China where it's a very low percentile of black people anyway, I think it must be dangerous to live there, just because you can be accused of something or anything, and then they'll come after you and believe whatever they were told. I just want the world to get better. Whenever I see like 11/11, I know a lot of people make wishes on that, and I always include that there will be more love around the world. I really, really do. That's not just something I want to say. Just because there's so much hate and not a lot of people who want it to stop. I'll see y'all again next time.